you want to make Daniels go into creation mode and keep him out of the pocket and not let him do damage. Yes, him scrambling is scary. Eagles have some decent team speed to keep up with that, but still hard. But I do think that they're going to have the Eagles just have that natural advantage on the inside because it's going to be a backup guard going against a guy that's probably going to be an all-pro for the next 5 years in Jalen Carter, and another guy that might get $20 million a year this offseason. So I do think that's one advantage that the Eagles can really pick at and really disrupt stuff without having to bring extra pressure and blitzing, because you do not want to blitz Jayden Daniels. He has proven that he is a blitz beater because of his legs and his quick throwing. So I do think the Eagles can do that and win up front on the interior.
Yeah, I was milling around. I thought I found something interesting where I was just kind of looking at the Commanders they're on a 7-game win streak, starting with a 42-19 beatdown against the lifeless Tennessee Titans a couple months ago, week 13. So since then, they've won 7 straight games in the national championship, the NFC in the NFC title game. One thing I thought that was interesting was, to your point about the Eagles maybe not wanting to blitz or not being a defense that blitz a whole lot. Since week 13, the Commanders are 27th in expected points added per dropback when teams don't blitz. 27th. They're like by far the best when teams do blitz. So, I feel like that's even like, it even kind of makes sense, right? Because maybe the best way to stay alive when Jayden Daniels is doing his heroics back there is just to keep him in front of you. And not have too many guys chasing him behind the line of scrimmage, because then, you're just kind of in like a physics situation then where you have a guy who runs a 4.3 is running away from defenders who are already chasing him. It's not going to go well. So I think the Eagles, you probably just want to stay in front of him. And like you said, just make the tackle, because you're going to have opportunities. He's going to try and make plays with the ball in his hand. He's going to try to extend stuff. He's really good at that stuff, but you're still going to have to finish that. And I think the Eagles might have the speed up front, at least to make this a little bit hairy for him. But I did find it interesting that they have kind of fallen off a cliff when it comes to passing when teams don't blitz now,
That is interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's been shown that against the blitz, he's good, but maybe I think that's what just happens against this Commanders team is a lot of defenses get antsy. And they're like, okay, we can't let them get out again. Oh God, they just hit another zone read. Oh God, oh man, there's another stop route to Diami Brown for 10 yards. Okay, blitz him, get him out of the pocket. And then there's the gash. And I just felt like it's happened in so many games this year where teams get antsy. And then Daniels isn't always going to push the ball. He's very selective when he does it, but it's kind of like when he is selective, it's for a good reason, because it's going for headshots. They are a jab-oriented team. It's a lot of punches to the jaw over and over. And if you can shield them, take them, bob and weave, you'll be okay. But what happens is a lot of team defenses go, all right, I'm tired of getting punched in the nose. I'm going to rear back and knock him. Oh, he just knocked me out. And that's kind of what it just keeps happening against this team. So it's hard to be like preaching to Vic Fangio to be chill and not blitz, because he doesn't really do it anyways. But that is a good point about just kind of playing quarters, take it in, make him beat you over and over again, make him patient. I will say Nakobe Dean not being on injured reserve again really was felt last week against the Rams. I thought Oren Burks is fine. He should be Oren Burks is a perfect number 3 linebacker, but you don't want him starting as a true off-ball guy. And I thought the Rams really picked at him in the run game, got him going every which way, because he'd be off ball. And Zach Bond would be back on the line of scrimmage. Kind of funky looks. Vic Fangio, it's not funky. It's the most basic defensive front, but it was just a nice little hybrid look they do. But Burks really got exposed, I thought, in the run game. So I'm curious if some of the tempo, some of the eye candy the Commanders like to do, maybe put him in hell as well. But I do think the Commanders, like you said, they have team speed. They have Quinion Mitchell. On the outside, he was banged up. It seems like he's practicing and playing. They made it tough on Terry McLaurin the first time they played. McLaurin was held to 1 catch on 2 targets and 10 total yards. But then the second time, he burned Quinion Mitchell, and Mitchell kind of got his eyes inside, kind of an inside release go with another great ball from Daniels. And Daniels loves to throw it to the outside. He has the second most yards per attempt on throws outside the numbers. So Quinion Mitchell, Darius Slay, keeping stuff in front. They're going to have a fun battle going against Terry McLaurin and Diami Brown. So yeah, I think this is fun. It's kind of a who blinks first kind of matchup between two kind of good units that have now played each other twice. So we don't really get that all the time, that we get the third matchup going in the same season.